What lies beneath? Our oceans are vast and cover almost 75% of our planet's surface, and yet they remain largely unmapped. Almost 80% of their wonders remain a mystery to us. They're also one of the most frequently reported places for unidentified aerial phenomena. Only recently, UAPs have been witnessed entering the oceans at very high rates of speed. And since the depth of our oceans can be as much as 6 miles, could it be that some of these UAPs were simply trying to get home? Could there be an underwater civilization of alien life? And could these life forms travel at high speeds in what we now know as unidentified submerged objects? We know they are here, but do they live down there? These are the Alien Disclosure Files. The Earth's oceans wield enormous power and energy. Its complexity and interconnectedness with various natural systems make it the most important element of life on Earth.
Phytoplankton are tiny marine plants that produce about 50% of the oxygen on Earth through photosynthesis. The ocean's oxygen production is essential for supporting terrestrial and marine life.
The ocean also plays a vital role in the global economy. Industries such as shipping, tourism, oil and gas, renewable energy, and marine biotechnology heavily rely on ocean resources. It regulates our climate as it stores massive amounts of heat, in turn, stabilizing global temperatures.
But interestingly enough, we're learning more about how water was most likely not organic to this Earth.
Earth's water was acquired from water-rich objects called planetesimals, small chunks of rock and ice that formed in the early years of the universe. It is likely that these planetesimals crashed into the Earth's surface and brought our first water. Billions of dollars are spent in search of trace elements of vapor in space, a sign that there could be other life in our universe.
Just a few decades ago, we were searching for water vapor in space. Fast forward to 2011, and 2 teams of scientists from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and Caltech discovered so much water so far away that it made Earth's ocean look like a single drop of water.
Using an instrument called Z-Spec at the California Institute of Technology's Submillimeter Observatory, a 33-foot telescope near the summit of Mauna Kea in Hawaii, and the combined array for research in millimeter wave astronomy in the Inyo Mountains of Southern California, the scientific teams found more than just water vapor.
They found a huge feeding black hole, a quasar that they called APM 08279 plus 5255. The quasar was surrounded by water, equivalent to 140 trillion times all of the water in the world's ocean, and more than 12 billion light years away.
A quasar is powered by an enormous black hole that steadily consumes a surrounding disk of gas and dust. As it eats, the quasar spews out huge amounts of energy. This particular quasar harbors a black hole 20 billion times more massive than the Sun and produces as much energy as 1,000 trillion suns.
Water in space is definitely one of the many signs of life in the universe. The aliens seem to have an affection for our oceans and know where to find water. Earth definitely has the surf.
For thousands of years, humans have used 2 sticks or metal rods to locate water sources under the Earth. It is an almost mystical technique known as dowsing.
If man could use something primitive like dowsing sticks to find water, then I'm sure an advanced civilization come in here in a UAP that defies modern physics could find water in the universe. Regardless, they're all over the ocean, in and out of the ocean.
Splashed. Mark bearing and range.
What lies beneath the surface of the seven seas? Have aliens made a home for themselves in the far reaches of the ocean's unexplored depths? Well, in the case of the Baltic Sea anomaly,
there's so much activity that we see off of the coast here. In Southern California is kind of my beat. And I'm constantly getting UFO reports from boat captains, pilots, military, of objects that are coming out of the ocean into the air. They may be powering their UFOs with water. There may be some element that they are driving from the cosmic element. So perhaps our visitors have learned to harness that as fuel of some kind.
It has a very famous look to a very famous spaceship in a very famous movie.
treasure hunters Peter Lindbergh and Dennis Asberg were exploring the Baltic Sea when an unusual image appeared on the sonar. A nearly 200-foot cylindrical object. They dove down 300 feet to witness the stunning discovery firsthand in the frigid depths of the Baltic Sea.
And I look at the monitor also and I say, oh, what the heck, you know, this is something for sure. But what is it? I mean, hey guys, have you seen anything like that before? And we begin to measure it and look at it in different angles and so on. And we, okay, 60 meters in diameter. It's not a small thing. And it's for sure something.
In the frigid depths of the Baltic Sea, the two treasure hunters tried to determine what the large and mysterious object was.
An anomaly in the Baltic Sea that some divers discovered in, I believe, 2011, where it actually looks like a UFO has crashed and a UFO-shaped object has landed in the Baltic Sea. It looked like it had been there for a while. There was tracks supposedly in the sea where it appeared to have crashed and slid into place.
The enormous, unidentified object measures more than 200 feet in diameter, 26 feet in height, and is covered in strange markings. The ocean floor nearby showed evidence of 1,600 feet of churned-up track. Was this a crashed alien spacecraft?
The Baltic Sea anomaly, Sweden in 2011. Sonar images taken by a Swedish treasure hunting team revealed a strange disc-like shape on the floor of the Baltic Sea. Some enthusiasts speculated it could be a USO, but further investigations suggested it was likely a natural geological formation.
Some people have claimed it's natural. However, they did find a triangular shape on the side of it with a circle in the middle that could have been some type of sign or door at one point.
The treasure hunters also noticed that all of their electrical equipment was failing. That factor alone suggested some kind of alien technology.
Every time we have been there, we have problems with our equipment.
No one's tried to actually take it out of the water. I guess it's just too deep in the sea and in too far of a place to actually try and remove it. However, from the research that I've seen, it doesn't appear like it's a natural phenomenon by the shape and the way it's built and through the triangle in the side. It definitely appears to be either something from an Atlantis type thing that sunk, a former human civilization, or some type of vehicle that's crashed, or something that's fallen into the water. that was there in the past before it was underwater. It's a unique thing that I'm highly surprised nobody has tried to excavate.
The treasure hunters, Peter Lindberg and Dennis Asberg, gave their findings to scientists at Stockholm University, who think they have solved the mystery. Scientists have concluded that the Baltic Sea anomaly is a leftover from moving glaciers during the Ice Age. In their opinion, the anomaly is nothing more than a glacial deposit. Peter Lindberg, however, refuses to believe that the object could be something so mundane.
I really want to believe it is a UFO we have found. And perhaps it is an old spaceship that have crashed there 100,000 years ago. You know, I want to find out. But also, it can be some kind of construction of a house or something, a castle or whatever, something out there that have been there a very long time before the Ice Age.
Puerto Rico has long been known as a hotspot for UAP sightings.
We're showing 2 good shoots in the air here from Munster. Roger that, I see the, I got the splash, one splash.
Also known as the Milwaukee Depths, the Puerto Rico Trench is part of the Bermuda Triangle and is the deepest part of the Atlantic Ocean. It is 27,493 feet deep and stretches an awesome 440,000 miles.
The Bermuda Triangle has a long history of mysterious disappearances and paranormal theories. Some have claimed to witness USOs entering or leaving the waters in the area.
Numerous shipwrecks, plane crashes, and disappearances have been recorded in the Bermuda Triangle, hence its second name, the Devil's Triangle. More than 100 ships and planes have also vanished without a trace, including the USS Cyclops, which set sail in March of 1918. The Cyclops was one of the U.S. Navy's biggest fuel ships. It carried 309 crew members and was on a course from Brazil to Baltimore. Sometime in early March, the USS Cyclops vanished. The captain of the ship never made a distress call. The Milwaukee Depths, however, are not the deepest part of Earth's oceans. That title belongs to an area in the Pacific known as the Mariana Trench.
The Mariana Trench stretches 1,500 miles in an arc that's edged by Guam and Saipan. It easily dwarfs the tallest mountains on Earth's surface, and the pressures exceed 1,000 atmospheres, or 1,000 times the air pressure at the land surface.
The Mariana Trench is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, a tectonically active region where plates are colliding with each other. As a result, the Pacific Rim stores a tremendous reserve of energy.
UAPs, I believe, are attracted to the ocean. Some people believe that they may use the water as a power source. Also, it's a good place to hide.
Consider the possibility that the aliens living in the Mariana Trench are not native to our solar system, but interstellar travelers from a distant star system. They could have found Earth, particularly the hidden ocean depths, as a suitable place to establish a base or study life on our planet.
The Mariana Trench fascinates scientists who have discovered some puzzling marine life. This area also contains pools of liquid sulfur, a rare phenomenon, which scientists say has been located on one of Jupiter's moons.
Jupiter's moon, Europa, may be like under the surface. It's got a frozen surface, and that it may actually be an aquatic environment down there. There could actually be life on Jupiter's moon, Europa.
Similar to Europa, Enceladus is another moon with subsurface oceans. It's known to have geysers spewing water into space. Perhaps an advanced civilization evolved within these hidden waters, and some of them made their way to Earth's ocean depths.
Is it because UFOs appear to be trans-medium vehicles, able to operate in our atmosphere, outside of our atmosphere, and underwater. What could they be doing underwater? Some people believe that they use water as a refueling system, and it's somehow able to be used as a propulsion system, as fuel for their craft. Others believe that there's bases in the actual ocean. Some believe there's bases underwater.
Many species that live in the darkness of the Mariana Trench look like they could be from another planet. Could they be a hint of what aliens would look like if they lived in the ocean? In 2017, the world witnessed UAPs enter and exit the ocean seamlessly while being tracked by U.S. Navy fighter plane sensors. When below the water surface, UAPs are referred to as Unidentified Submerged Objects, or USOs. USOs may very well be the mode of transportation for an underwater alien civilization.
As far as underwater civilizations, instead of being extraterrestrial, these beings might have evolved right here on Earth, but in the depths of the ocean, isolated from human civilization. Over time, they could have developed advanced technologies and built their own society hidden out of our sight.
Estimates suggest that less than 20% of the world's ocean floor has been mapped with high-resolution sonar. The vast majority of the ocean remains a mystery, especially the deep-sea regions like the Mariana Trench. Only a handful of deep-sea submersibles and remotely operated vehicles have ever reached these extreme depths, which makes the Mariana Trench the perfect hiding place for an alien civilization with an advanced mode of underwater transportation. Earth's oceans are so big and unexplored, they could easily host an unseen civilization right below humanity's feet. But for naval militaries around the world, that's old news.
The Russian Navy has just declassified its records of Cold War UAP sightings. Turns out, 50% of UAP encounters are connected with the oceans.
Lake Baikal is located in Russia near Siberia. In 1982, 7 Russian divers set out on a research mission in the lake. According to historian Alexei Tivanenko, quote, at a depth of 50 meters, they met swimmers around 3 meters tall, dressed in tight-fitting silvery suits. They did not have any scuba or other devices, just helmets on their heads. The Russian divers attempted to capture one of the humanoids, but they immediately found themselves on the lake's surface, suffering from the effects of rapid decompression.
3 people died during that encounter.
Elsewhere in Russia, reports from retired submariners like RADM Yuri Beketov mention all kinds of strange readings.
On several occasions, the instruments gave a reading of material objects moving at incredible speed. Calculations showed speeds of about 230 knots or 260 miles an hour. It's like the objects defied the laws of physics. There's only one explanation. The creatures who built them far surpass us in development.
But there's definitely a relationship with UFOs and water. We see them going into water, coming out of water, hovering around water in groups and by themselves. And UFOs going into water is one of the 5 observables of an unidentified anomalous phenomenon.
One of the most feasible reasons for alien life seeking the ocean's water is the possible harnessing of energy, which could power vehicles or civilizations.
Hydrogen fusion. In this theoretical scenario, the UAP might be equipped with highly advanced technology capable of extracting hydrogen from the seawater and using it as a fuel for nuclear fusion.
While significant progress has been made on Earth in understanding the principles of nuclear fusion and demonstrating controlled fusion reactions, several challenges remain.
Last week, for the first time, They designed this experiment so that the fusion fuel stayed hot enough, dense enough, and round enough for long enough that it ignited, and it produced more energies than the lasers had deposited. About 2 megajoules in, about 3 megajoules out.
Our technology is primitive compared to a civilization that can actually command hydrogen fusion. This breakthrough fusion experiment by the National Nuclear Security Administration, while groundbreaking today, barely scratches the surface of fusion's true potential. Another fascinating, possible scientific explanation for alien interest in the Mariana Trench are the hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor, conveniently found where an alien civilization could thrive.
Geothermal energy. If the UAP has the ability to travel deep into the ocean, it could harness the heat energy from the hydrothermal vents on the ocean's floor. These vents release hot water and minerals from the Earth's crust, and if this energy could be harnessed, it could serve as a power source for the craft.
Exploring the myriad bodies of water on the Earth's surface comes with incredible risk. From savage predators to intense pressure, not to mention a lack of oxygen, light, and heat. It is no wonder so much of these areas remain shrouded in mystery. Truth seekers, ufologists, and open-minded scientists fund further research and discovery that may very well uncover some of the key secrets of the universe in our lifetime. But in the meantime, we should be spending equal energy uncovering the secrets that lie closer to home by investigating the oceans and learning what lies beneath.